Hello and welcome to Privars Fiskepryl. Today we're going to tie this streamer. This is completely made of foxtail and some flash. See, I put on some 3D eyes here just to make the fly see. So this fly rides perfectly in water and it soaks in water so it sinks. Very nice, very like the natural prey. So I'm gonna tie this fly for you now. It's very simple to tie when you first get a hang of it. Well, I start with this hook. It's a size 4 hook. Fairly big gap on this hook. And I just put this hook in my vise. The vise is a Dyneking indexer for those who want to know what kind of vise I'm using. And I start with attaching my thread. This is a Gel-spun thread from Semperfli, color brown. Just start with winding on some thread. And now I'm gonna take on a little piece of flash. I don't know quite what kind of flash this is, but I got $5 for this big bunch of flash, so I have got for the rest of my life, I think. Just take out some flash. This is a little too much, but I'm gonna split this bundle in two. Well, because I don't want the flash tail to be too thick. Well, I double it over the thread and wind back to the hook bend like that. And now I'm gonna take my scissors and just snip off the right amount like that. Okay, just leave that hanging there now. And now I'm gonna take a foxtail. You see that? This Norwegian red fox with the winter coat, winter pelt. It's a lot of underfur on this. The underfur I'm gonna use on the head to make a woolly head. First I take off a little bundle of this hair. I snip off right into the stem of this tail and try to just remove all this fluff, this underwool. Very nice head material. And then I'm gonna take try to taper a little bit. You see that the head just drag with the guard ears to make it a little tapered. I put it on top of the flash, measure out so the flash is a bit longer. The length of this tail adds to the size of the fly, so you have to be sure how long you want this fly to be. Okay, now I snip off this rest here. I take this thread now and wind a little front. Just cut the tail first, because now I have find out how long I want this fly to be. And I take on some little more bamboo of this foxtail here. See, now I'll try to measure out, make this next bundle to be half the length of the first one. And I comb out the underfur with this Stonefur comb. It's very nice, Pekin comb I think it's called. Take out some of the guard ears and measure out. And wind the thread a little further to the hook eye to make a little gap, because if it's too dense the fly is gonna be too thick. I'm already thinking about an idea to put this foxtail here and make a dubbing brush out of it. So this is a plan of mine to speed up the process. And now you see I put this bundle on and wind a little further towards the hook eye and take this next bundle just not too thick. I want this bundle to be just the right size. And measure out the length I want it, about half the size, half the length of the previous bundle. Like that. Snip it off and tie it onto the hook. And now I take my bundle and reverse tie it. After just put it onto the hook, I just try to distribute it around the hook. Wind the thread a little back and take my fingers and push all this bundle back and try to distribute it that all the hairs goes around the hook. Make the best effort I can do that. And wind a little bit further. Repeat the process. You can see that's a couple of winters ago actually I got this 4 foxtail. I got it from a hunter. It was very it's been lying in my basement several years now, so first I got an idea what to do with this, and it makes fantastic streamers. It's very easy to work with, and I put it in my shrimps, and I can use it in my streamers. You can always find a use for this fantastic material, and well, it's a big thing for me to just use some natural materials as well. I've been using some synthetic materials for my 3D mesh earlier, but it's always nice to use some natural materials to make this fly. And snip off the rest there. And just try to make this fly look better and better. And now I put some flash on to make a little flash into the body as well. If you make a dubbing brush, you have also the opportunity to put the flash inside the brush, so you don't have to do all this thing here. This is very nice. You see this flash was becoming too long, so I just have to snip it off, some of it. This is a fairly long video, but well, why don't it just shows the amount of time I'm using to tie this fly. Oh, this coffee was cold. My goodness, should have warmed it a little. Well, snip off the rest. Now I'm starting to think about putting on the wool head, but maybe I should take another one, another bundle. Let's see. Now I make a dubbing loop out of this strong thread. That's the primary goal of this thread, is because this is very strong. But to make the thread stay inside this, the material stay inside this loop, I use some ski wax called Swix. It's very easy to use, very nice. Keeps the material in place, and it's not so very sticky, so much of the other things you can buy. Well, I put some underfur into the loop and snip off with my scissors the longest one, so the head is not being too long. See, I'm gonna take my scissors and just snip off this bundle that sticks out there, and I spin this to a brush, and I use my petting comb to just brush it out to make this like a deer hackle, or what do I call it? You see, I use some excessive force there, but the thread is very strong and this is very solid. You don't have to be concerned about the thread is breaking. Just have to take comb out the most of the hair. Well, just wind it on like a hackle. Just stroke the hairs back as you go forward. You see, now I'm starting to build the head. Very nice. So sometimes you use this, the head is a little too small, and you can add some later on. As you will see, I'll do that now. I think the head was a little too small. I should have put more hair in the loop, but you can, that's the way to fix that. First, you can take some wrappings just to make all the things stay on place, and brush it out to see how big this fly's head is gonna be. I like to have a little more bigger head, so I take some more underfur and put it on, as you will see very soon now. Well, see, just push hold the head back to just add some more. You see, I can just place it on like that and wind the thread around the bundle and distribute all this fluffy hair around this hook. You see, now the head is building up, and I'm using my comb just to make it blend into the rest of the body. You see, now I'm just figuring out, is this too small, is it too little? Maybe I should use this. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Well, I'm satisfied now, so I take my wig finisher. This is a Loom wig finisher, very good. Should try it. And snip off the thread. And now it's time for putting on the eyes. I'm using 6mm 3D eyes for this fly. Just stroke the hairs back and find my glue. I use some special glue because I'm allergic to super glue, and just have to take some more combing, I see, because I don't want I want this fly to look very good, and I just have to prepare it. Maybe taper the tail a little bit. I think this tail was a little too thick. Snip off, take off all you don't want to be there. Now, well, let's see if I can get some glue and put on some eyes before I here you see the eyes. It's a kind of grayish 3D eyes, 6mm, as I told you. And I use this glue, Liquid Fusion. It's a type of gel-like glue. It makes a little dab, but the glue disappears completely after drying. But it makes the eye stay on very good. I have had this bottle for a lot of time now, so it lasts a long time. And I put this eye on my finger like this, so you can see it's easy to access. And I place the eye into the drop of glue and press down with my finger, and take another dab on the other side. Repeat the procedure like a little dab of glue, and take in the other eye and place it on the dab and push with my fingers. And you have to be careful just to make the fly's eyes align, so it's like on the same height on each side. It's a bit difficult to explain this, but well, you understand what I mean. Yeah, you can see now it's getting there. Very nice. And I think I want to show you. Just have to put this. And I want to show you how this fly looks wet. I try to just have to put this fly aside to make it dry, and I take it out of the vise and find another fly that's just the same type. The lacquer I'm using is very water-like, very penetrates the thread wrappings in my head, in the fly's head wrappings. Well, what do you think, folks? I think it looks very fantastic. And wait until you see how it's in the water, how it looks. Here you have a wet version of it. You see now the bulk is there, but it's very lifelike in the water. Here is the original fly I tied. It looks just the same. This is a little bigger fly I tied yesterday. It's dried, and now you can see how the flash is showing through the fly. It's had this natural colors. Of course, you can always use your penel marker. Here you see the foxtail. You can use the penel marker if you want some barrings on this, but I don't think I need it. I just like the fly as it is. Well, that's a very nice fly, folks. Tie up a few and put it in a box. Go out and fish it. I will recommend this fly. Have a big faith in this. It works fantastic and looks very nice in the water, and it's easy to tie. It uses only two materials, the flash and the fox here. So that's all I had for you folks, and subscribe to my channel and comment on my videos, and I try to answer as good as I can, and follow up and watch my channel. Always some new videos coming your way. Bye.